Hi everybody, I'm Whilce Portacio, and I'm gonna draw a character that I made up called Bishop from the X-Men. First we want to start off with the head. Illustrators kind of work like painters. We do broad strokes first. This is basically the torso, here's the head. I've been working for 30 years now, and everybody kind of learned to just draw and to just start the final drawing as quickly as possible, just to try to get it done. But lately, because we are a deadline industry, what everybody seems to be going towards right now is to spend a little more time in the layout phase. A lot of times you'll see a lot of artists and they just scribble and scribble until they start seeing the eye, and then they'll go and start finishing it. The problem with that sometimes, especially on a deadline, is the eye may be really pretty, really beautiful, but when you finish the rest of the drawing, the torso or the legs are off the page. I grew up in the Pacific. Some of my best formative years when I was a preteen was on an island called Midway Island, and that was a big World War II battle. And so I would spend my Sundays just in the library reading about military escapades and stuff, what the soldiers went through, you know, being shot down over the Pacific and trying to get back into civilization and stuff like that. And I've always wanted to do those kind of stories. So when I went to doing Bishop, we actually had a pseudo background for him. In Days of Future Past, Bishop was basically the warden of the prison that imprisoned all of the mutants. And so I decided, hey, let's do kind of a military theme with his look. That's basically where I need it. And I got to put in Bishop's cavalry scarf. Okay, so then now I go in fairly quickly and I do the outline, just the essentials. While I was creating Bishop back then, I was creating him with a friend of mine, our assistant in the studio, because I had a studio with Jim Lee and Scott Williams and we needed an assistant. So we brought Carl Altstetter in. Carl now is one of the toy designers for Mattel. But back in the day, he was a teen kid. He was our target audience. And that was one of our image secrets. Having somebody there who had the pulse. And going back to the mullet, Carl suggested the mullet. What he really was suggesting, though, was Jerry curls, because he was a big Prince fan. And I actually fought that. And then I finally drew him with the mullet, and Scott and Jim said, hey, that actually looks kind of cool. And so we stayed with the mullet. I'm pretty proud of the fact that when you watch the movie, his personality and his demeanor and his basic power, as I did him in the book, because he changed quite a bit through the years, survived in the movie somehow. Let me use a brush so I can go a little bit quicker. Everybody's using markers and brushes now to do their work. We used to only use markers and brushes for quick sketches like this. We basically have 4 weeks to do. At the time it was 25 pages of artwork, but pencilers, we've got to do the storyboards, we've got to design the characters, we've got to design the costumes, we've got to design the sets, and then we got to draw the key art for the cover and stuff, and then we got to draw the actual pages. Now I'm just going to put in some quick shades and then I'll play with that. Now people like myself, I don't do pencils anymore because I actually ink my own work. That's another reason why a lot of us pencilers now concentrate on the layout phase a little longer now to get that final layout and anatomy perfect. This is a style I've been working on for a little bit over a year now. And what's really nice about it is, again, being able to experiment. So you see a lot of guys right now playing with new tools and coming up with new looks. Now that I got the basic shades in there, now I'm doing the details. When you become an artist, you're not just, okay, I'm an artist in comics. You can actually become almost anything creatively. The skill set is the same. This is about the storytelling. So it's all about communicating an idea. A lot of people get stuck up on being like this artist or that artist. Well, there's a lot of people that can mimic styles now, but they're not popular. They're not getting the jobs because the original guy can tell the story, can create that story. One of my first penciling books was The Punisher. And so I would hand in my story pages of The Punisher, and on the back, I would draw Wolverine. In some senses, that's how I got the Wolverine job. For people that follow my style, and this is still my style, this is still my anatomy, but it's just in a different technique. A popular medium like this, once you establish a style, you got to keep it, because that's what the audience knows. But a lot of us artists go, we want to experiment. I'm of the camp that it's never done. It's just that I'm a professional, so I know I have to let something go. I know when I can let things go. Seriously, artists can work forever. But this is done, and all we need to do is the M. I'm Whilce Portacio, and this is Bishop.